Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, everybody out there. Really excited to welcome you all to Oldham Theatre Workshop's autumn term showbacks. Tonight is a very exciting one. It's our Tuesday 13 Plus group, and we are going to watch a film that they have made, that they've created from scratch, working with their workshop leaders. But before we do that, we're going to get the opportunity to meet two of the actors and two of the creatives, and also the two members of staff who've been working with that group, and we're going to have a chat with them about just how that's all been and life at Oldham Theatre Workshop. And we've got a really good little Christmassy game as well that's going to cheer you all up before we watch the piece. So before I do that, I'm just going to play you a little trailer of a project that we've been working on across the lockdown. It's going to be coming out. It's called Birthday. It's going to be coming out in the new year. So just enjoy that. It's just a minute or two, and then I'll be back with members of the company. See you all shortly.
Everyone will be mad. Tom will hate me.
No one's going to hate you.
I think I might be pregnant.
How long?
A minute.
This is tough. Oh, you're not what I expected.
You must now follow the regulations of the examination.
Well, I'm staying over, so we could spend all night together.
So, Lily's party.
We're guessing that there's going to be some drinking.
I'm still gonna have sex with Tom.
What?
I'm with you. That's all.
Can you call me back, please, as soon as you get this? What's going on?
Do you want me to go and get you a test?
No. Time's up.
All right, we're back, and we are back, like I said, with Dan and Jess. Give us a wave, you guys. And Kirsty and Emily. So Dan and Jess are two of the actors that you're going to see in a film that they've created, and Kirsty and Emily are the workshop leaders who've been working throughout the last term on Zoom to make this brilliant thing come to life. So who should we start with? Let's start with Dan. Hi, Dan.
Hello.
Dan, what can you tell us about how this all happens? So I think it's a bit of a mystery sometimes certainly when you go to watch theatre, you go, you enjoy it, but you don't really stop to think about how did it begin. And I think maybe we've all got a bit of an idea about how theatre happens, that people get together in a room and start getting creative and play with ideas and stuff. How does that work on Zoom? Is it the same, or is it sort of a different set of ways of working? And how have you guys worked together for the last 10 weeks to pull your ideas together into a film?
It is relatively the same. The only real difference is just the fact that it's on Zoom, really, and obviously our group in particular. I don't know about anyone else's, but we have been working really well with obviously creating this piece. It's a really enjoyable experience, actually.
Yeah. So how does it begin then? So at the beginning of the term, you turn up with your group on Zoom, and what happens?
Well, just to start with, obviously we all sign in. We have a bit of a chat, a bit of a laugh, and then obviously the first 2 weeks, the first 2 or 3 weeks, mainly about obviously getting to know each other, because the obviously is a very people come and go each term. So, but we managed to get on very well. If I say so myself. As for the actual sessions, it's pretty much the same from about week 3 or 4 onwards. We just get cracking and start making this performance, which I hope everyone enjoys.
Oh, brilliant. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, so I know there is a lot of love in the room with this group. I should just tell everybody. This group, I think, are now in their second term all together, working on Zoom. And I think it would be safe to say that it's become a very important fixture of the week for you all, the Tuesday evening session. Is that right, Jess?
Yeah, that's about right, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking about it, weren't we, before? And I know from conversations that I've had with Kirsty and Emily, this group in particular really, really love working together and spending those Tuesday nights. Sort of, and exactly what you said, Dan. They're having a laugh and a chat. That's as important in a way, isn't it, as kind of doing the creative work. So, Jess,
Definitely. I mean,
sorry,
when I first joined Oldham Coliseum, obviously I was 13 at the time, and I'm nearly 16 now. So that's happened quite quick to me, anyway.
Yeah.
And obviously, I did have a sort of a hidden passion for drama, which I never really delved into until then. But at the same time, about an equal reason for joining really was just to get to know people, and I've made some really good friends by this group.
Yeah, that's brilliant, and I hear that that you're so passionate about this group staying together that you've actually threatened to go around to people's houses if they don't book on to next term. Is that right?
I mean, yeah. What I said the last session is if everyone wasn't back, I would be pretty disappointed.
There's a lot of nods going on.
Everyone's been so good with each other.
A lot of nods. Jess, what is we always start with the theme at the very, very beginning. We come up with the theme in the office, and then we sort of deliver that theme out to all the workshop leaders for the different groups, and everybody works from the same starting point. So what was the starting point? What was the theme for this term?
The theme for this term was bubble.
Yes.
And basically we just went with whatever came into our heads first. Kirsty actually brought up some pictures for us to look at and, kind of delve into and find the meanings of like it. And we all worked together and we like settled on stuff. We just kind of built it up as time went on.
Yeah. And you've been with us for a while, and in fact, your whole family, it feels like the Theatre Workshop has a sort of a relationship with your family. So across the week, we've got different people from that room zooming into us. But you've moved up, haven't you, this time from the 8 to 12-year-old group? This is your first term in the 13+ group. Are you loving that, or has that been a bit daunting? How's that been?
At first, I was a bit worried because I was just like, I don't know anyone and this is probably going to be like bad or something. But then I started getting into it and I love everyone here. I really changed over like the past few weeks because I remember like I was small, but now like I'm quite mature and I've got like a lot of friends that really support me and stuff.
Oh, that's brilliant. And I know, Kirsty, I can see you doing a lot of nodding. And like, I hope it's okay to say, Kirsty, but we were also talking about the fact that the group learned just recently that you started sort of, not that long ago, but you started in the same way with Theatre Workshop as a young person coming to those sessions, and those friendships they're sort of different. They've got their own sort of character, the friendships that you make at Workshop and in those out of school things, and they last for your whole life, don't they?
Yeah, they really do. Like, it sounds really cheesy, but it 100% is a whole other family. And sometimes it's part of your family. Sometimes, like, your mum does get involved, or your dad, or your guardian, or whatever. They're backstage with you sometimes. But yeah, I've got absolute friends for life now from Theatre Workshop, and I couldn't imagine my life without it. So yeah, they all said they was going to try and get me to cry, and I've made myself get all teary now. Brilliant.
Well, we love a tear, especially at Christmas time, and no one loves Christmas more than you, Kirst. As we can see by your sparkle.
As you can see.
I'll let you have a little quiet here then. I'll ask Emily. Emily, what can you tell us about how you work? So we talked a little bit about that you start with a theme, and that maybe there's some ideas thrown from Kirsty and yourself, and the group have to sort of respond. But can you tell us anything else about how an idea turns into characters and stories and the film that we're about to see?
So we started by looking at some images of bubbles and like listening to the group's reactions and like thoughts around those images. And the group came up with some ideas that the bubble kind of represents this idea of like isolation and like your own personal bubble and your own thoughts. And then literally from that moment, each person kind of went away and created their own character and their own monologues. And character backstories, and each one is like different in its own way, but yet still all linked to this and came from this same bubble, this same theme. So yeah, good work.
And Dan, what can you tell us about how the breakout rooms work? Because when we're in the building here working, we would usually just say, right, off into groups of 4 and find a space in the room and go and work. But we can't do that in exactly the same way, but we can do it in a different way, can't we?
Yeah, we can. Breakout rooms, basically, like you say, it's basically just an online, almost counterpart of the going off into groups. But this time, usually we end up getting put in different groups at random, so we don't really get to choose. But I think that adds a bit more variety to it. We get to work with different people instead of, sometimes we do have a tendency to, pick the same people over and over again, which is nice, but it definitely allows us to work with and get to know everyone in the group a lot more.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, thank you. Kirsty and Emily, anything else to tell us about what we're about to see that I maybe haven't talked about?
Just that it's completely all their work. So all the monologues you're about to see, they storyboarded it themselves. They specifically told me what they wanted, where and when. And some of us even drew our own anime, looking at the person who just covered her mouth like this.
Brilliant. All right, well, we're about to see it, but before we do that, I did just ask, because I've got a name down here. I've got the title of the piece written
which
down
they
here.
came up with.
Well, that's fine. I've got the title of the piece written down here. And I said to Dan and Jess just before, do you know the title? And I was about to say, because it'd be nice if you introduced it. And they came up with about 10 titles that weren't the title. So I've asked Kirsty if she will now, by playing a little game of charades, see if she can help Dan and Jess to remember. This is gold, isn't it? See if they can remember what the title is. So Kirsty, it is over to you for title charades.
Right.
I'm going to help out. 3 words.
Thank you.
First word. It's a small word. Jess, Dan, come in whenever you like.
Oh,
That's the T.
because I remember we debated
yes.
about the.
Okay. We're at 1/3 of the way. Second word.
The spoken.
The spoken. Yes, Dan. Third word.
Diaries.
Spoken diary.
No.
Monologue.
Oh no! Wait, is it the spoken journal?
Yes.
Yes!
I knew it would be worth a wait. So.
And I'm usually not that good at charades.
Well, here it comes. This is the spoken journal. Thank you very much, Dan, Jess, Kirsty and Emily. Thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks for your brilliant work all of the term. Have a brilliant Christmas, and we're going to really enjoy sharing your work with everybody now. I'm going to come back to you just at the end just to tell you a couple of things that are coming up at Theatre Workshop. But for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the Spoken Journal.
I isolate myself from others. You could say it's a choice, but at the same time, it's not really. It's because of my anxiety. It's messed up, I know. And I know other people go through this, which is why I guess I'm talking about it. It's not that I don't want to meet new people or make new friends. It's just every time I do, I think back to a time in my life when I trusted someone who betrayed me. My brain questions all sorts of things. Then my anxiety kicks in, and it's back to square one. I don't actually like talking about the different phases of my anxiety. Guess that's a story for another time. I'd like to think, though, that if it wasn't for my anxiety, I'd actually be a sociable person, because my brain just makes me isolate from others, and I really don't like it. I just wish, though, that people would realise that anxiety is not a choice, and I simply can't help it.
Why can't I go near anyone? Why don't people like me? Why does everyone run when I enter the room? Why don't they understand me?
You're pathetic.
Would anyone really care if I wasn't around anymore? Would anyone really miss me? Because, as far as I'm concerned, no one cares. No one knows what it's like to always smile and talk and just be told.
Don't you dare.
Do you think this will ever change? Do you think this will ever stop? Because I can't go on anymore. It's impossible. I just can't bear it. So I'm going to change it. I'm going to make it stop. I need to do it because every day the pain gets double. That's why I need to do this. I need to burst my bubble.
There are 7 billion people on this planet, and I've never had a real friend. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know what people I should believe. Me, them, I can't understand, and I won't understand. My awkwardness, my anxiety, they shoot me down. Not to mention I'm different. To my hair, to my face, to my clothes. Everyone stops by, stays for a while, gains my trust, and then disappears. That's just how it is in my world. There's 7 billion people on this planet, and none of them are real.
I feel alone. No one to see and no one to talk to. It's not fair. I don't have anyone to relate to with the situation I'm going through. No one will understand what's happening to me if I tell them. It really isn't fair. It's like I'm the only one suffering, and if I was to tell someone what was happening to me, they would think I was strange or tell me that I should be lucky with the opportunity I was given. But it's not what they think it is. Isolated, alone, no one to talk to, not to be able to communicate with anyone without being through a screen. I just wish it was back to normal. Seeing friends, going out for food, not secluded from society. I'm in my own personal bubble, and it's like I have no escape.
Starting the day, I blew my bubble, same as everyone else. Though, unlike everyone else, I decided today, like every day, my bubble will remain unbroken, whole. Of course, my mum wasn't happy with this decision, she never was, but I didn't dare interfere with her shouting, I didn't dare risk entering her bubble. On the way to school, the bus driver offered me a free ride. I shook my head. I didn't want to risk entering his bubble, though, after the walk was done, I entered the school building. My bubble had shrunk. The day went on as always, and with each nice comment I ignored, the impenetrable fortress of my ever-shrinking bubble grew smaller, though I always watched just one girl. Every question by a teacher was ignored, every snarky remark from the school bully just echoed through my mind, but I didn't dare respond. I didn't dare give him the satisfaction of breaking through my bubble. My life. Though I always sat watching just one girl. The day ended, bell rang for us to leave, and while every other student left with grins on their faces, cheering as their bubbles simultaneously grew, I walked behind, my movements lacking. Every small step caused my bubble to fade further from reality. That was until I heard the silent whisper of a female. "Hi," she muttered, causing me to turn around. The poor girl, her bubble was smaller than my own. It was her. It was the girl. Surely I couldn't deny just a single word. "Hey," I uttered back with slurred dialect. Our bubbles joined together, beginning to grow in size. We both smiled.
I can't go out. I just can't. Whenever I'm out in public and people walk near me, I have to back away. I just want to stay here, in my sanctuary, my safety bubble. I know I'm not sick anymore, and I know I'm not contagious, but every time I take a step into the world, all I can hear is, "No, don't go near the other children. No, you can't play with them and their toys. You don't want to make them ill, do you? You're a very ill little girl, but we'll soon fix that." Words of fake sentiment and broken promises. I've heard it all too many times with blank, meaningless faces that were just doing their job, not seeing an orphan child, small and afraid, looking up at them blank faces, trying to see what a real smile is again. But I want to socialise, and I need to get out there. Okay, I can do this, can't I?
Come on. You can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Come on. It's finally time. I need to get everything clear. It's been almost a year now since that day. The day everything went wrong. God, it seems like no time at all at first, but when you really think about it, then it feels like an eternity. God, where did it all go wrong? I mean, I was such an optimistic kid, and then span of 5 years, first dad, then mum, my 2 best friends, all gone.
I couldn't take it. Every day started feeling like misery. I felt like I couldn't go on. I felt like the world despised me. And at the time, I despised it. I let my anger and my grief take hold of me. I nearly became, I don't know, unrecognisable. And then I got pushed over the edge. And then I hid myself, away from the rest of the world. Pure isolation. Back then, felt like the best option. After all, why should I interact with a world that did nothing but kick me down and rub my face in the dirt? But then, my friends found me. The ones that were still left. Picked me up. Wiped the dirt from my face. And I suppose they made me realise the world wasn't so cruel after all. I just had bad luck. It's time to bury all that, though. I've suffered losses, countless, but I've started to move past them. I've made a lot of mistakes, God knows how many, but now I've corrected them, and I've finally begun to accept who I was, and now who I am. What happened before was definitely a defining moment in my life, but no more. I'm not letting it control me any longer. Those days are over. And it will never happen again.
Sometimes things happen for a reason.
Change can be good or bad.
Just depends on your adaptation of the situation.
Oldham Theatre Workshop is such a fun place to escape and get away. The group brings me happiness and lights up my Tuesday nights. The atmosphere and friendship we've created in such a short time is amazing.
Oldham Theatre Workshop has been a godsend to me before and during the pandemic. I've gained so much confidence and made some of the best friends I ever will, all in this small theatre group.
This group means everything to me. I love everyone here. I wake up every Tuesday and I think about this group. Even when I miss it, I feel really bad, because I love everyone, and I wouldn't change anyone for the world.
Oldham Theatre Workshop is like an escape. It makes the week go quicker knowing that on Tuesday nights I have this to look forward to. Friends, people that make me laugh. With the weight of a terrible year on everyone's shoulders, it feels amazing to have this. The world goes away for an hour and a half on Tuesday night, so the small group can enjoy their time with one another. It's nice having this escape.
Oldham Theatre Workshop. The people I meet are just lovely, and having their friendship makes me so much happier in life. It's such a big relief for me.
All right, I'm sold. I need to do this, and well, safe to say I haven't looked back since. And there's a lot of things I'd probably do a bit differently if I was put back the way I was 4 years ago. But if it meant I wouldn't be doing this anymore, then I don't think I'd do anything different.
I'm going to add my personal applause to that, and to all of you who performed in that film. What an absolutely brilliant, really thought-provoking, really moving piece of work. And that last piece about workshop, just I know that the whole staff team will just feel such pride in that. We're all so pleased that you found each other and that you found Theatre Workshop, and that it can have that sort of profound effect on your lives. So thank you very much for such an honest sharing of your feelings and your ideas and your creativity. You're all brilliant, and can't wait to see you all again, and really can't wait to see you all back in this building, all in the same room together. And that is all coming. We've just got to wait for it. And it's just great that in the bit in between that we know that we can still create together and make brilliant, magical things happen like we've just seen. A couple of other magical things that you can all see that we're doing are coming up. So we've got a really, really fun film. Last year, every year actually, we do a show at the Oldham Library Performance Space. We do a small-scale Christmas show. And last year, one of the stars of that, Jabez Sykes, played a character called Brian the Elf. And he was an absolute hit, completely hilarious. And so Brian is back. And he's bringing a one-man show, a one-elf show, I should say, called National Elf at Your Service. And it's completely free, but you do have to get your tickets, and we'll put all of the details to that on our social media. But it'll be book your tickets on the Oldham Library's event page, the Live at the Library event page. And that's going to be, I think there's a number of times that you can see that, but that goes live on the 11th of December. So do have a go at that. Gather the family together in one room, because it's an interactive thing, and Brian is completely hilarious. He's going to get you to do all sorts of crazy things together, and just have a lot of fun in the lead up to Christmas. And then we would usually have a big youth theatre show at this time of year, and so there's no exception there this year. It's just in a different way. We're doing it in two parts, and the first part is called Girl with a Pin, and the first part is filmed, and that again is free, and we'll put all the details on our social media, and that is going to be on for one night only on Friday the 18th. So put a little note in your diary, Friday the 18th, get my ticket to watch more brilliant young people, brilliant creative young people from Oldham doing their stuff with such class. It's full of songs, music, very visual. It's a real treat. So we hope that you can join us for that. And that's all for now, but obviously we've got loads more coming at you in the new year. And as soon as we know exactly what that's going to be, we'll be in touch with you to let you know just how you can get back together with your friends at Theatre Workshop. And in the meantime, I hope you have a really wonderful Christmas, and we will see you all very soon. Thanks very much. Good night.